Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This video is, I don't want to call this like a part two of a two-part series. I sat down earlier and I swear to God, my ear was not bothering me. And so I started talking and now I sniffled to clear it. So pardon the ruckus. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to work through it today. The weather changed. I don't know where you all are, but it was almost 70 degrees on Friday, and here it is Monday, and it's got a nice thin layer of snow just whipping around. So my allergies are like, hey, we went from pretty decent air to pretty dry air. What's shaking here? So it is what it is. It's a Monday, right? But anyways, regardless, I put out the weekly read. It went out here just a little bit ago from where we are right now, time-wise. And if you watch the first parts of that video, you'll see that I showed some white paper here for you guys. And if you hear the background yelling, I'll address that in 1 second. Can you hear her singing? I swear to the stars, this girl. Anyhow, I started to talk about this this eight arms of an octopus kind of thing, and I don't know if it's 6 or 8 or 12. I don't know how many arms an octopus or tentacles an octopus actually has. But Spirit brought up the number 8. They also brought up the 26, which breaks down to an 8. They brought up the 3. I grabbed the paper of what I had left, computer paper with nothing. What was left of the little stack I had there, and 3 sheets were there, so the 3s are important. Spirit just said 3-3, so we'll address March 3rd. But I feel like there's 8 particular parts, and I think maybe once or twice ever before on this channel have I done my little scribble doodle doos here. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, let's try this again, now that I think everybody is like chilled. For those of you that are new, this is life. I don't edit, I don't fluff this up for you all. This is the real life of an intuitive mom doing her thing. Okay, that's just what this boils down to. So if the distraction, it is a distraction every now and again, even for me, but if the occasional disruption bothers you, then I don't know. This is what it is. But so back to it. These 8 arms or 8 tentacles or whatever these are, Spirit brought that up, and again, this is maybe the 2nd or 3rd time I think I've ever done my little scribing or scribbling or doodling. But Spirit really pursued that avenue with me. If you watch that video, I kind of sat and paused and listened for their direction. And I trust that. I've spent 35 years of my life moving at the direction of Spirit, so there's a reason for that. Now, I do want to... Spirit brings this up, and I'm going to chuckle and just say this. It should be quieter, but today school got canceled again. Hopefully this is the end of that, but so children are home, and do you remember in the movie Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams when he's applying for the jobs? And this may have relevance to you in some way for all I know. Maybe you're applying to jobs, but he was pretending to be all the different characters, right? Hell, he may have had 8 different characters in that movie. I don't remember. But he calls Sally Field about the job, and he's speaking as a woman, and he goes, hang on a second, and starts screaming, you want me to get something about whipping you or something? And it's like screaming at the kids, right? There was nobody there. And then gets back on the phone. It's like, oh yes, that's correct, my dear. Or however he said, whatever he said. But so you may, who knows, if she comes back out here acting a fool, you might get a little Robin Williams here today, or some Mrs. Doubtfire. So just FYI, FYI. Or if you're a parent, you get it. Nobody talks to you. You're having a phone conversation. Then everybody's got something to say. So anyhow, so Scorpio, I'm gonna go ahead here and start my doodling. Spirit is telling me to incorporate the cards, and I'm not quite sure what cards to. Okay, all right, we'll go with those. say what cards to incorporate, but I think we'll go with that. And they're telling me just to get one, so hold on. Scorpio. Just writing it down as they give it to me. I'm going to show this to you too, right? I always want to be transparent to you guys. Those are my little squigglies. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the sun in some way. There's some bloom that's happening there, maybe, right? All right, Spirit brought me to this message for Scorpio. It's definitely unique in how we're doing this. So what do we need to know, Spirit? What do we need to know? Excessive. Ace of Cups, okay. King of Swords sideways. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. To me, the King of Swords tends to be Aquarius or Libra. Most often I see it as Libra for some reason. But I've got that energy coming out sideways. It's crossing the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Is how I'm going to take it and read that. Okay, so we're going to start with that at the beginning here. We're going to mark this as 1. Again, I'm just totally here, guys, at the direction of Spirit. So this may or may not resonate for you. It's totally up to you whether you choose to be here. I don't know. It's such a strange way of doing this. So, all right, Spirit, this Ace of Cups, King of Swords sideways. It's a challenge area. It has been, whatever this is, has been a challenge area of your life. It's almost like mounting shit. It's like every time you think that you have cleared up something, this is stackable problems. Spirit is saying someone likes to stack up the problems. They like to create. It's robotic. It's almost like they expect people to. It's like I'm seeing a ship, okay, but there's like stacks to the ship, right? But this is how it's like you have to go leaps and bounds to compete or to reach a goal or a level that they feel. It's like they're constantly moving the markers. And Scorpio, I know I've talked about that before for you too. I don't know why do you remember back in the late, I'm gonna say 1980s, if you were alive then, there was that little robot looking thing, and it had these little cards, and you'd stick it down the front of its belly, and it had it was like do 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 do, and you'd hit the button, and I don't remember what the hell, I don't know if its name was Alfie, like Alfie the robot or some shit like that. I don't remember what that thing, like what the cards were for, but it would like read off stuff to you. I don't know what significance that might have to you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like type in like, Google, if it's not Alfie, like white robot. And I know there was the show Alf, and that's not what I'm referring to. White robot, mid to late 1980s. I don't know, he was white though. He had a white body and some different colors on him. I don't know where the hell that even came from, but there it is. But this person, they want you to be robotic. They want you to play by a certain set of rules that, and it's moving the marker every time you obtain something or you climb that next. It's like Stuart Little. Remember how I don't know why all these movies and things like that are coming up, but he had to climb, right? He was a tiny little mouse in a big people house, right? He would have to climb and stuff like that, and he had to get the little car and his own little things. But it was always a challenge for him to do bigger things. So it was like somebody is constantly moving the mark, Scorpio, for you to have to do bigger things. They like to drain your oxygen supply. They like to drain your energy, and this is an easy way of keeping you frazzled. It's almost like watching fireworks go off. The letter T could be of significance, or Taurus energy as well. What else about this energy of this King of Swords sideways? Part of these challenges and or obstacles, Scorpio, have been a large part of the reason that you have transformed. So this Ace of Cups isn't about this person or this situation, but more so what it has taught you about yourself in the face of adversity. Somebody could have dealt with breast cancer also, you know, and if you have my sincere condolences for that, and I hope that you are in better health now. That's a pretty big deal, and I'm so sorry if that's triggering to somebody. You could have, you know, even this person's behavior could have been cancerous, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was necessarily a Cancer zodiac sign, but let's see here. This person could have challenged your health, right? This behavior, this situation, this was learning, a lot of you learning about self-care, what it was to not, it says, you know, everybody plays the fool sometimes, right? Yes, plays the fool. You could look back at this and think, geez, you know, I really was a fool when it came to this situation. But I think it's interesting. It looks like a book of knowledge at the top there, that you know, the crown, and I remember speaking about the crown, purple, gold, and yellow, or purple, gold, and white in that other reading, and those colors are a representation of the crown chakra, and this pops up at the crown. So you've gained a lot of knowledge. This may have been something too, not that, excuse me, not that you weren't maybe already on some level of a spiritual path, but I think this was like metamorphosed the efficiency of your spiritual up-leveling. Okay, so this is kind of like everything, I think, at some point needs some kind of catalyst that pushes us to be and do more, and I feel like that's what came out of this for you when it comes to this situation. Let's see, last 4 years, 4 months could be important. Spirit's telling me to tell you only have 4 weeks left to deal with this. So whatever this is, there could be computer screens, online correspondence. I'm hearing there's some wires crossing. Somebody's pointing back. Someone's pointing some blame back at you for something. But it's funny because it's almost like they're trying to shield. It's a projection. It's a shield of projection. If they're pointing the finger at you, right, they can't, it's like you don't get the opportunity to point the finger at them, is what they're trying to accomplish here. You know, was that, what's the name? I don't know, SpongeBob. I just see the character. Excuse me. Was it Patrick? Is that the pink guy? I didn't really get into that show. And I don't know, was he supposed to be a starfish? I don't know. I always ever just seen him with like his, kind of reminds me of like the dunce cats. You remember the Coneheads? Like all the movies references that are coming out and shows. I'm sorry. It kind of reminds me like this person is a bit stupid. There's something about a vehicle too tied to this person. They could be, they may have watched you when you didn't know they were watching you. Okay. Are they still now? At times. Why at times? What does at times mean? They're okay, that's different. They're actually trying to do some type of remote viewing. I don't know that it's this person specifically, so let's just say, I don't know. Somebody, you know, let's just, as a hypothetical here, I have someone get a hold of me that wants to do a reading and they want me to peer in on somebody else and go, what are they doing? Well, it's not my business and it's not yours. You know, we will address your situation, and should they come up, then that's different. But to go nebbing into somebody else's energy is not my place, or anybody else's for that matter. So you could have someone on a scale of this work taking advantage, and shame on them if they are. I mean, it's there's always a bad apple, who is, you know, they're trying to remote view or see what you're doing. Now, I do believe in the past there was someone that they actually had go to view or maybe keep eyes on you. Hell, it could have been them or some kind of screen attachment. I don't know what that means to you, but but that was to bridge a gap. You know, they could have someone else kind of keeping tabs on you on their behalf. But in this case, moving to I'm going to say common day, they themselves are not actively pursuing things as they once were, but they are still using certain things to kind of bridge a distance to gain information and or access to you. Okay, I just want you to, Spirit, I just want you to be aware of that. So they do have some information, but whatever people, hold on. People are tired of dealing with their ignorance. And those are things that like not like legit not knowing, right? The ignorance is more so them playing stupid. I keep hearing dumb and stupid, and I don't like those words, but dumb and stupid. But it's like they play to, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's almost like somebody, there we go, thank you, Spirit. Like somebody playing the victim to a situation that they have created for themselves. Well, you lay the foundation and the brickwork to your own shit, then what you get is what you get, right? It's like if you tear up, I don't know why this is important. This could be a confirmation of something, but if they tear up their yard with their own trucks or cars, the number 410, April 10th could be important. 41, the age of 41, 41 days, 41 nights I'm hearing. You know, maybe they tear up their own yard with vehicles or whatnot. Like, if they don't take care of their own yard, again, metaphorically speaking, perhaps too, that's not your problem. Okay. All right. So let's continue on, Spirit. There's a window. They're still trying to view. They're still trying. There's a lot of things that I think keeps them from viewing you the way they once did, and I feel like there's some shock. They look to other people who are displaced to provide information. Oh God. Okay. So here's something, again, movie reference. In 101 Dalmatians, I'm such a mom, so sorry. Cruella de Vil. This could be a mom, a dad, by the way, a parent-child situation, I don't know. She had those two doofuses working for her to go snag the puppies, right? She had them report back to her. I feel like the ignorance is like, oh, I didn't know. I had no idea that so-and-so was involved with so-and-so. And oh no, the ignorance is pretending to not know, but meanwhile they employ, I'm hearing employ people lesser than them that they would typically not associate with. This is like pulling people in who they feel are beneath them or useless, or they're very whoever this is very condescending, Scorpio. My question is, these 8 arms, like, what else do we need to know? These 8 arms, what is the point here, Spirit, to this, the second leg of this? Knight of Wands. What underlies? The Hierophant, there's that Taurus energy I talked about. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. Okay, what is the second part about? Scorpio, I kind of feel like hold on a second. Let me see. What is this second message for Scorpio? I'm hearing it's at a distance. You're creating distance, Scorpio. The letter J could be of significance this Thursday. We talked about that being Mercury retrograde. Could be important too. There's going to be a letter or a call around that time. I remember saying, when I was trying to remember the date for this week, for the weekly read, I said the 29th. The 29th doesn't exist in February this year. It's not a leap year. But Spirit just brought that up. So that would be the 1st of February, 1st of March. Something could have gone on for about a month. Thursday is going to be a time marker for something. This could be an ultimatum kind of deadline, Scorpio, for something that I'm hearing, one, you want to do, but two, it's not going to prove beneficial to somebody. Is that to Scorpio? No, it's not to you. Some decision you're making does not support, I'm hearing Taurus again, does not support, hold on, what is this Taurus, this Taurian energy, Spirit, for Scorpio? Are they dealing directly with the Taurus, or what's the deal? 4-leaf clover. The luck has changed from someone who thought they had pure destined luck, Scorpio. It's the pound sign, hashtag. It's like, I just heard girl mom, hashtag girl mom. They're not who they think they are. As if, like, I'm like, as is warranty also. There's like a little chicken or a little duck that I see. His eyes. It's like the hold on. Somebody's looks could become distorted, or we're really taking a turn here. Distorted or different. I feel like for the worse. This person's, you're going to be able to tell what's going on with them by the look in their face. And Spirit just said, it's like one of those songs, like, you know, you hear a song and then it goes, well, what if, or, you know, something in the background. Like, that was such a 90s thing. But bow ties and steroids. I have no idea what the hell that's about. Bow ties and steroids, that's pretty specific. Common. What do they have in bow ties and I want to say fireworks? What do they have in common? No idea. It's like, riddle me this. This person's aggravation level, Scorpio, is, I'm hearing, starting to peak. It's not at its wit's end. It's like, whomever or what, I don't think this person is connected to you, but I do think that it has an impact on what comes your way. It's not direct, but it's like this person can be somebody who eggs somebody on. This is kind of like they know they have enough power to create ammunition in a situation. There's something about a dress, like it's almost like a V-neck dress with like the straps, like they don't, Spirit, oh God, they don't belong in it, is what I just heard. I don't know what the hell that's about, but it's like, you could have seen this, it's green maybe, it's a darker green, red, might have even been like a velvet. They don't belong, they don't belong in that. They don't belong in that, that's not theirs. I don't know what or who that pertains to. There's a lot of little things going on with this person, but this person, how does it affect Scorpio? I'm hearing guilt by association. Guilt by association. Scorpio, I feel like this Knight of Cups is you, and I felt that way to begin with, and I'm going to stick with that. That you're getting ready to, I've said it a couple times, cross a threshold, and the thresholds are always changing. But this is like, you know that there's a little more information that is likely to come out of a situation or scenario. It might, it's weird. It's almost like Spirit says it's lackluster in some ways, but explosive in others. It's very, I'm hearing misled. What's the point of it being misled? Because you're never going to be able to totally figure it out. So, intuitively, you will know. In proof, probably not. But it's the idea of learning to let go where somebody else has not. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. All right, this third, I know this is taking a while, but I don't know. I'm going to run with it. This third arm, Spirit, right? This third arm, this third leg that you've brought me here for Scorpio. What is... Your libido could be changing. I don't know where the hell. Scorpio. 8 of Wands came out primarily upright. 7 of Cups and 2 of Swords. I wanted 1 card. I got 20. Why the libido, though? Why did that... That's a card in this deck, actually. What is that about, the libido? The moon? It is the moon. Scorpio, your energy, in, as I say that, I mean, you take this however you want to. It's erect, right? I'm not trying to be rotten, but it is what it is. We're on the third leg. 1 and 2 is 3, and there's 3 again. 21 is 3, so 12 and 21 are important again. 21. Scorpio, the 3rd of March is the full moon in Pisces, right? No. Virgo. Full moon in Virgo. It's going to hold great significance. That's a total, I can't talk today. Total eclipse. Jeez Louise. That's lunar eclipse. Crab energy. So you could be dealing with a Cancerian. That's the 2nd time I'm seeing that. So that's likely important. But why the libido? What is that about? The letters T, C, and G could be important. T, C, and G. For Scorpio, please, Spirit, what do we need to know about this libido, this 8 of Wands? It's like you're chasing something down, Scorpio. I'm hearing the libido is high-speed energy. It's a high-speed approach. It's a change. I'm also hearing a demographical change. This has to do with where you're going. Could be in a hurry to see somebody. There could be some... Guys, if you hear anything on TV about brothels being, or something similar to that being investigated, are we really surprised? The libido can be the very best thing and the very worst thing. It's like playing nice with your ego. What do you do with it? And I don't know why that's coming up for somebody. So hormonal issues could be affected. But we're also understanding the psyche, more so of why people involve themselves in certain things. And I think globally we could question a lot of things. I was reading something earlier about Chopra and however you pronounce it. I always mispronounce stuff like that. Deepak. And that was a little alarming to me, to be honest with you. But regardless, I think for you alone, Scorpio, there's a drive. The libido could just be a drive to get to something that's important to you. There's a passion tied to that, a need to feel exhilarated in what you are doing. You're trying to break free from some sort of containment when it comes to that energy. It's like I'm hearing, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. It's like having, I don't know why they're bringing an old phone. Remember the old, I want to say touch phones, but that's not what they were. The old phones, like we had the rotary dial, right? You had to spin the wheel kind of thing. Like you're on the Wheel of Fortune, or you had the buttons where you would press them down. So they're showing me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but the numbers 8, 9, and 0 are missing. If you don't have all the numbers, how can you dial anybody? It's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I want to phone a friend, but I don't have my friend's phone number. You could feel like you're missing information again. You need to write it down, whatever that means. It's like they're showing me like the Bic pens, the brand Bic. I'm hearing Bic could be involved. I don't know what the hell that represents, but you need to write it down. If you can't say it out loud to somebody, you need to write it down. You need to address it. The sick substitution in the word, in the language too, is coming up. What else for this third arm? The letter T plus and for you, but I've done this, and here I've done this for you. Did Scorpio do this for somebody? Whatever this is, at the direction of. But Scorpio's not naive, Spirit. So why? Why would Scorpio oversee? Literally, I just split the deck. The libido. You did something for, you ever see like in the movie, well here, we go back to Mrs. Doubtfire, I think his brother, Robin Williams' brother, or was there a production? No, he worked at the production studio, and they had the TVs all over the place, right? You know, the old time screens. Production, Scorpio. You've produced something. It doesn't have to be TV, it could be anything, right? You've produced something. You're missing some of the information as to what has worked, why it has or hasn't worked. But you also know there's like snakes in the woodpile. You know that there's more people are trying to get away with things that they think that you wouldn't notice. They're trying to sneak away. Scorpio, it's kind of like walking into an abandoned warehouse or something. Good boy, we have to clean this space out if we're going to rent it or take it. Somebody could be leasing or buying a space, but we have to clean it out first. And the people that left the mess behind, they just kind of snuck away. It's going to take you down a very fortunate path, though. Snakes always get caught. Spirit, sometimes their heads are severed. It's one of those don't bite your nose off, just bite your face. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 5, I'm going to say 5.5 people involved. Somebody could have been kind of rolling with the punches and not realizing the severity of a particular situation, just because they left something off. They left something off. But Scorpio, your passion or drive to get something accomplished, they don't see this coming. So by the full moon, there could be something that is addressed that might. What does this do? The Hermit. You'll have somebody, Scorpio, running scared, and I'm going to tell you, like, Spirit, that's the next leg. What is this running scared about? Or next arm. What is the running scared about for Scorpio, please? Temperance. Here, it's my turn. 10 of Pentacles. Home life. Home life. Legacy. What is this about, Spirit, for Scorpio? You can't, Spirit, you can't substitute what you knew would be. This caused whatever this situation is, has caused heartbreak, disruptions. It's put a lot of things on hold that did not have to be. Stepping stones could be important if this is pertaining to an actual home space too. Why? is this, Spirit? There's a draw. I'm hearing draw the house, and then there's a home. It's going to be what I remember. Who was that? Was that Scorpio? Was that you guys? No, it was Leo. I said it was like the heart was calling them home. Houses are houses, but can you make it a home? You might have ties to a Leo. Doesn't have to be. Somebody has a hard time planting their feet, Scorpio, on the ground to where you are, adjusting to. They may not be able to figure out how you just adapt to the environments around you, but you do, you adapt. And then in the interim, you also make that space your own. That's the ability of Scorpio, is to transform. It's like you could take something and turn it into a butterfly or a rainbow, or just even a bow. Bows could have significance to something. You could have been dealing with somebody at a meeting that had bows on their sleeves. just the messenger here, right? Could have been gray or pink, is what Spirit's saying. Something in that atmosphere also could have been overgrown. Scorpio, you're really good at transforming spaces. And so it's like where something maybe doesn't feel like home, you are able to rectify what that looks like and then address it accordingly for others, okay? So, again, the idea of brass, guys, like, I don't know, like the body parts, I don't know why that's important. It's the second time I've seen that. Somebody could be getting implants. They want better shapes for the bikinis. If you are, God bless you, let me know how it goes. I'm still on here. Give me 1 second. Okay, Scorp, so sorry about that. She's like, I didn't know you were still recording. Alright, why this house and home? September 17th. Either, I feel like it's this year coming, Scorpio. That's eclipse season also. So there's a 6-month, address the 6-month, okay? Eclipse cycle coming up as far as I just heard transferring house and home, transferring. You could be selling a home, you could be buying a home, you could be inheriting something as well, but this is tied to your roots, legacy. I'm also hearing in proof of life. Like this is how you leave your mark on something, Scorpio, but you're alchemizing the pressures of. So this 6-month cycle on the 6th, okay. 6-month cycle. This is where the change is coming from through the eclipse season. I really don't want to go out that far, to be honest, but because the energy is so crazy. We all have so much free will. We always have free will, but it's extra. It's extra. Read all about it this year. So I hate to jump into it that fast, but or go that far out in advance, but I think we're going to need to here. The Ace of Wands, the High Priestess. I said it, just like you just don't know what's happening. Ten of Swords. Scorps, I think some of the things that you thought you wanted, you're going to get some really, I'm going to say extreme. I just heard the word extreme lessons on whether what you do or don't. You're learning something on a more, on a deeper, not more deeper, it's not English, a deeper spiritual awareness. So like, let's just say you always wanted that corporate job, you went to school, you got the degree, and then you I don't know, you buy property, right, just as an example, and you go, you know what, I'd really rather be at home doing like planting seeds and making a greenhouse and selling my goods, because I feel spiritually inclined to be there. There's a spiritual inclination in time, Scorpio, that your plans change. Ten of Swords, Gemini energy. You could see this happen starting Gemini. That 6 keeps returning. Gemini season into mid to late September. Your plans are going to change in ways that you You did not know. It's like watching. They're showing me this work card in here. Like everything has to start to, I'm going to say mechanically, like cog-wise. Nope, that's not it. Start to work together. So it just all works, period, right? It all needs to work together. Where is that card? There it is. This is the card that never, like you never in a million years, Scorpio, would have imagined. Oh, look at the number on that card. 8. And Scorpio, as I say that to you too, it just kind of dawned on me as I looked down at the where I wrote Scorpio. You are the 8th house. You are that of mystery, Scorpio. This is something, I don't know, you're never going back to something again either. That's the thing. Like you're really fighting the good fight on what you will take action towards, because you've learned. It's almost like trying to sit down and write out a resume, and you're like, this is horseshit. Like, this is not, I swore I'd never do this again. I'm never going back to this. Scorpio, if you find yourself going back to something for even just a minute, Spirit is telling me to tell you that it's temporary. The letter C, CJ, excuse me, could be important. There's also other things in your life that I think you thought you would hang on to forever. That 5, and there's the crow there also. They're a deliverer of messages as well, but you thought you would never go back to this or that, and you are. Or you never thought you would let go, but you are. Thank you, Spirit. There's a lot of like you're boxing things up, moving things, unpacking things. What is the boxing things up about, Spirit? 4 of Swords. Like, as I say that to you, check this out. In this particular deck, Santa Muerte, he's putting that final nail in a coffin. He's boxing. He's sealing it up for good. There's something he's sealing up for good. There's certain parts of life, Scorpio, that you have healed and will be continue to heal. And that's part of this chapter that it's closing. So something that you really wanted, you may already have it, okay? But then you realize there's more. You know, there's got to be more. Thinking of the band Sugarland, 90s, 2000 country. Settling was one of their songs. And no, Is There Life Out There? That's Reba. There's another song by them. I lost what that song was, but check them out if you don't know who they are. Someone's going to try to fight you to go back to do something that you, again, you swore you weren't going to do. What's the fight about? Salary? Somebody may want you to return to a job, but they don't want to pay you what you're worth. What else for Scorpio? Careful taking old things back, Scorpio, because if you're dealing with people, this could also be retribution. Like you take the job back so they can turn around and fire you. And it's almost like kind of a little bit of a setup, Scorpio. So just be careful maybe in the month of May. If someone offers you a position, they just want to bring you back so they can cut you loose. They want to have the upper hand, okay? So this would be you settling for something that you don't want, okay? Double check yourself on that. All right, Spirit. Number 6. Arm 6, leg 6, tentacle 6. What is this? 10 of Pentacles again, Scorpio. That's the second time with the King of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. I just heard you have a decision on where you want to go, okay? Give me something. I'm hearing give me money. You got someone giving you some sort of direction, Scorpio, about money and home. What is this about? I mean, fucking for real. I said you've got 2, right? That 2 of Pentacles. Look at this shit. You've got the 10 of Pentacles. This is coming up in June, Scorpio. Beware. 10-10. Look at this. This money card. I just realized this too, Scorps. This money card is also a 10. Check it out. You've got the tree. This is planting roots for your personal peace and happiness, which is also 5. So there's change coming. The King of Wands was on the underneath. When I shuffled this other deck with the tree sitting there, the Father card came out. So this one was on this side. Like if I'm looking at it, here, let me put it this way. The way I had them laying on the table, they face each other. And one is pointing one way, and the other is pointing the other way. And they're both pointing up. There might be, Scorpio, you might be coming into money. And I'm not, Spirit, I feel like they're taking me down the damn rabbit hole here. Hold on. Scorpio, we're going to be addressing a lot of things for you this week. I really feel like, and things that I typically don't. I feel like you've got money coming in. So whether this is, and I'm going to make this clear. I don't like to get too much into money in the aspect because everybody's resources, it could be time, energy, actual money, physical items that hold monetary value, right? It could be, and so there's some things you can't, what is that? It was a Capital One commercial, Discover, like, couldn't put a price tag to it kind of thing. It's Jessie J. Price tag, that song came out in one of the readings not that long ago. Forget about the price tag. Just trying to get the world to forget about the price tag or something like that. There's all this transformational energy, Scorpio. All of these wings of the butterfly, they're like split, but they're coming together. It's like you've got 2 people with 2 impending problems. Are they impending problems? They will be if y'all don't get it together. If y'all don't act right together. What is this money about? Like what? You gotta make sure the ego is set aside for this situation, okay? What is going on with? There is likely an inheritance. It might be a 6-figure inheritance for some of you, okay? Or whatever the value of something is, could be 6 figures, okay? This is after a long awaited, like, work, reward, a lot of waiting, working on something here, Scorpio. You're not sold. Like, you're in the driver's seat of something. And you're going to get to make the final judgment call, because where this is coming from is for you. This is you not giving, like in the past, Scorpio, like let's just say, I'm going to say you're very mom. Let's just say you hit a $5,000 scratch off. And you pay your taxes on it. They take the money out for taxes, right? Of course. Uncle Sam gets his part. And then you're like, you've needed clothes for so long. I mean, if you're a parent, your kids get first and you're lucky if you get what's left over. You're shopping at the Goodwill for a pair of shoes. But your kids got the $100 shoes kind of thing. Where you typically would be one to go, you know what? School's coming up. Let me get the kids new school clothes first. Then I'll take whatever's left and pay a few bills and go get myself a good pair of shoes, where you typically put the needs of spirit, I stand corrected, not the needs, the wants, Scorpio, of everybody else before yourself. And this time you will find the investment through the wisdom of what your eyes and mind are set on. And you're like, that's what we're going to do. Because I want to make something real clear to you. Whatever this is in a push and pull, Scorpio, you have the deciding vote in something. The factors of things, whether this is inheritance or this is just, I'm going to call it Spirit's calling it a God-given right to something that you always had, but in the human 3D, you had to fight for your right to say your piece, right? Some Beastie Boys again. You had to fight for that, all right? And so it's like now your God-given right that you fought so hard for, all of a sudden you're not going to have to fight for this because you're just going to get it because it's been long overdue. And Scorpio, there's also something about a 6 to 8 month cycle here. So even though I've said to you June, there could be something indicative in June that leads to this later on, but you think about it, we're at the end of February, so we'll say March, April, May, June, July, August could be a time frame which takes us to the 8th month. I would say that's going to take us to the 8-8 portal, right? 8-8 again there, Scorpio, there's those 8s. What were you manifesting last year in 25 under the 8-8 portal? And then September, October takes us into your birthday season, right around Halloween, Samhain. Okay, so there may be things, Scorpio, again, the 8th month, the 8, well, not the 8th month, but the 8th is zodiacal, which is you, right? Which is the house of mystery. Scorpio, there's something here playing out this year to your favor when it comes to finances, your authority to make the final decisions and judgment calls. And this is probably going to play out in many ways where you've got, is it this way or is it that way? And Scorpio, you're going, that focus, my stability, my peace, we're not juggling that anymore. I'm not giving somebody else, there's like the 2 of Wands here, I'm not giving somebody else the ability to play waylay with my life again. And if that means you check out, then you check out. Like you've spent, and maybe this is a little bit, I'm going to kind of make you think about this though. Maybe this is a little bit of a trigger for you or an abandonment wound or something in the past, Scorpio, but where you have played to the mercy of and you've had to trust other people, and most often them letting you down in that trust. Now, instead of you blindly trusting somebody else to lead the way, Scorpio, you are stepping truly, thank you, Spirit, truly in your leadership role. You're ready to call the big shots at this point, whatever this time frame is, Scorpio. I'm not real sure, but it's like slap your name on a billboard, like you're ready to appear big and bold. And that means even making what I'm going to call executive decisions in your own personal life without feeling like you're going to do it no matter what, Scorpio. You're not going to do it alone. I want to make that real clear. There's something about that. You're not going to do this alone. But you have to stand up for what you believe in for yourself. You're not giving someone else the opportunity. And also this card too, I meant to mention to you, is a 13, so Scorpio energy. You've got the empowerment of generations, maybe even children. And you say, I call the shots here. This has been a long time coming. That King of Wands, man, there's like 2 dominant masculine energies going at it. But Scorpio, you're not doing it alone. And you also, you've taught your children well. You've taught the people in your life, even if, like, let's say it's like this, right? You've taught those people you've worked with well. You're no, I don't like that shit anymore. You're establishing a new level of yourself. And you get the final say. It's like, if I'm funding this, I get the final say. I'm not trusting someone else to lead the way and me risk everything I've worked for. I know that I can do this, and we're going this way, and you can either trust me enough to follow me as I have maybe followed you in the past, or I will leave you. You can stay behind. You'll see. You watch and see. And not watch and see that you have to prove something to them. It's just, you know, intuitively, you know, this is where you're supposed to be. Okay? This is what you're supposed to be doing. Next one, Spirit for Scorpio. This is way longer than I thought it would be too, guys. I'm sorry, but here we are. All right, the 7th arm of this journey for Scorpio. 6 of Swords. As I say, you're getting ready to move on, and there's the Death card, Scorpio. This 7th arm, this is where it's all these extensions of your soul is what I'm hearing. You're ready to move on. There's something very new. 7, that's July, potentially. Something new is being birthed with this 13, the Santa Muerte. You can see her. This leaves out any confusion as to what is going to come next. I just heard, just pack your shit. Just pack your shit. I don't think it's a bad thing though, Scorpio. The letters B and H could have significance. What is that about, Spirit? What does Scorpio need to know about this? We're out of here. But the waters are directed. They're not, it's not just moving into calm waters. They're being, it's a path. It's a choice point, Scorpio. Somebody else has a path or a choice to make. And you don't even care. You just don't even care. You've got your eyes set on something else here. What's the energy about for Scorpio? Scorpio, whatever time period this is, you've got 2, I'm getting 9 and, wait a minute, 9. Oh, Scorpio, what, hold on, bear with me for a minute. The letter T and the letter F could be of importance. Someone's on the outside looking in at a situation. Scorpio, your attention, this might actually be in the month of July. Your attention is very, very much elsewhere. You've put down the need to cut things out. You're just in a period of rest. I want to go, why? What is this about for Scorpio at that time? Moving. I just said, just pack your shit. Moving. Who's the beauty? There's like a third party here, Scorpio. Someone's making someone a whole lot of false promises. And it's, as I say to you, third party, I swear to God, right behind that beauty card, which is what I was looking at when I said third party, do you see the 3 people at the table? And we got a little birdie, a little parrot in the background there. Someone's trying to get away with something, Scorpio. Hold on. I'm going to go back to the drawing here. Literally. Some of you could be dealing with a cheating scenario. Doesn't have to be, but I think, you know, maybe a couple of you at that point. This could be July. There's a broken image. What is the broken image about, Spirit of who? Scorpio, people might look at you like you're just a bitch. I'm gonna be honest with you. Come July. Like your eyes are so focused on something else. You don't even care. Scorpio, don't lose your way. in the middle of whatever that is, okay? That's real important for you to know. What is this there's like 3 people. What does that person have to do with... You got a lot of moving parts in July, Scorpio. And I'm going to there comes the King of Wands again. Same energy back there. This gives me a real strange feeling, Scorpio. I'm trying to like decipher what the hell this is. It gives me a real strange feeling. Who's the stranger? It's a temptation of swords. What does the 6 of Swords represent? The Hermit. And what is the date night about? Scorpio, I'm a little confused. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm a little confused by this. You've got 2 very specific people in this time frame. And I don't even know, Jesus, I don't even know how to explain this situation to you, Scorpio. This is like one of those, there's a leg with like extra legs. It's like having a cat with like extra toes. I don't know. What? I don't even know how to, I'm trying to find the way. The 6 of Swords and the Hermit is like, Spirit is saying that is the action of what the people, there's somebody specific around you that's doing just that. Okay? This is also who you're telling them to pack their shit to. Mercury, there's communication issues around this, and that's where be careful, Scorpio. We will have another retrograde. I think that's in June though, not July. I'm not sure. This person is going to have to review their doings. And I think that's where your tolerance to stuff may just kind of be at an end space. There's the Star. Scorpio, you're not gonna have a problem cutting people off, right? But you know that everything is going to work out. But there's this is almost like, just pack your shit, we're moving into this house, just stop arguing with me, like this is what we're doing. You've got so many fucking people you're dealing with in this scenario, and this is over the summer. I don't know why we're going that far out, but this is over the summer. So mark my words, mark this down. Remember, I think you guys can like bookmark these readings or something, right? I don't even know. The struggles around communication will work out, and it's like you really do in this case know what's best. You do. And for the sake of the investments that you've made again in the past, you're not letting anybody, or it's like, if you want to come with me, you can, but this is what I'm doing. It might take them a little while, Scorpio, but be patient. But I don't think at that point you've figured something out enough. You're not codependent on whatever this is, okay? Now, this separate situation, which is still a part of this situation, is like, I feel like someone else is being pressured, Scorpio, and you're not putting your 2 cents in the mix. You've got a Knight of Pentacles, you've got a Page of Pentacles, could represent children. The Temperance card, somebody else, if you're going to the right, because this is all right side of me, if this is, everybody at the end of the day that matters is going with you. I hope that makes sense. There are people, Scorpio, let's just say too, as an example, that, I don't know, let's say you're a part of a partnered business, and there's been issues, and you've worked really hard. Maybe your partner has been a little slimy. Because you've done what you've done for so long, and P.S. you're surrendered to the bullshit, they will follow you to the ends of the earth. You've got a support system, Scorpio, that while there might be some communication issues and maybe some triggers and some healing that needs to happen, you are supported, and they're going to follow you. Why would they follow? I'm gonna say, like, it sounds weird, but why are they following you specifically? You are authentic. Why are they following the Scorpio that is here watching this video? The Sun. You represent, look at this, 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups, the Temperance, oh my God, the Ace of Cups again with the Sun. There is the marker for July, August again. Leo energy, fire horse, sun baby is on the horse. You represent a renewal of life. You represent the end of difficult times. You represent healing at the deepest level, where someone knows, Scorpio, even if they're fighting their own bullshit. Again, you have laid trust on other people, and now this time you're asking other people to trust you. And in your entire life, outside of sacrificing yourself for other people, you have proven yourself to be extremely loyal and trustworthy, like the highest vibration of your sign. You've proven that. Maybe you don't always say things the right way, but your heart is in the right place. You will lead everybody to their best selves. You show up because you want to see others succeed, not because you're jealous, not because you're envious, not because you want to lead the pack, right? You've got some complex, you know, big D energy, right? Like, we're not getting into all of that. It's empathy that says, been there, done that. I want good things for all of us, but you have to trust me. And Scorpio, I think part of this focus that you have on just you is is that the Strength card back there? Sure as shit is. Look at that. That's Summer and Empress energy. And the Sun, get the hell out of town. With the Magician, oh my Lanta, like legitimately. With the 9 of Pentacles. You lead people to believe in themselves. And it doesn't mean that their journey doesn't derail them from you. It doesn't mean that their journey doesn't take them down some avenues and some changes and things of the such. And that's okay, Scorpio, because just remember, your journey, you had to take some detours too. But at the end of the day, what you've spent months worrying about, it all comes together. Your job is to focus on you. You are the sun. What is that? There was a song. She's like looking, I think it's like she's like looking at the sun or something like that. She's like looking at the sun. I think that was a country song. I forget who sang it though. All right, this last leg, this last tentacle, this 8 spirit. What is this 8? 8th leg. Give me one card, please. Boy, you got a lot of people vying for somebody. This King of Wands character, it doesn't have to be a fire sign. They're just very dominating on that 7th. By the way, hold on a second. I dropped a card. Oh. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Four of Wands. The T. I'm starting to waddle. Back in the day, I'll tell you a quick little story. I just heard roll out. Was that ludicrous? I worked with a guy when I was pregnant with my daughter years ago, and I was waddling. I'm 4'11". There's no space at the end of my pregnancy for both of us, you know. And I said, hold on. I used to have to walk up the whole way to the front because I was a manager and take care of things, and I still toed boots on, and I'm walking and waddling. And I said, you know, so it takes me a minute to waddle up there. And he said, you know what, Nicole, it's not a waddle, it's pregnancy swag. So to any of those of you out there that are waddling, it's swag. Remember that, it's swag. Okay. Anyhow, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Spirit. What is this about for Scorpio? I just heard it will sustain a loss. What's the loss about, Spirit? Something about windows, just a heads up, there's something about a window. The letters J and H could be of significance, okay? What is this? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is no progress on something. They're burning the end of the last rope, Scorpio, whoever, whatever this is. You're going to have a reason to celebrate. Hold on. What does the end of this last rope represent? Six of Cups, the past. The Devil. Scorpio, this is something that's going to burn itself out. It already has. Somebody had the opportunity, or will have the opportunity, or is having the opportunity now to mature. I don't think they will, okay? At this point, they're gray, they're old, they're tired. It's like trying, you know, as they say, teach an old dog new tricks, right? I don't think this dog wants to learn new tricks, Scorpio. Why does this affect Scorpio, Spirit? How does this affect Scorpio? Silence. You're gonna know. It's almost like they disappear, Scorpio. You don't have to say or do anything. You just kind of know you've won the battle. Kind of been crowned the king or queen here in a situation. Somebody will tell on them, though, that it will shape-shift reality. Someone could be a shape-shifter, right? What is the Independent? This is going to free you. It's almost like getting to the end of a game, Scorpio, like Mousetrap. I don't know why that's the one, but that mouse finally gets caught, right? The mouse finally gets caught at the end of the game. Spirit, I heard end, and then I heard game over. There is no more. Whatever opportunities or chances someone has had here, Scorps, there will be no more. Somebody, literally snake and whistleblower, someone's going to tell the tales, excuse me, on whoever or whatever this is. What part of life, got the hiccups, what part of life does this pertain to? She was out running around, she came in, apparently she's starving. What part of life does this pertain to? You may have been married to and or engaged to this person at some point. This person was likely a twin flame, maybe, and I'm going to say that lightly and fucking loosely, okay? Because here's the thing. Your twin flame is not your hero. Your twin flame is not your happily ever after. Your twin flame is not your bestie. Like, just don't even come at me in the comments about what, you know, you and your twin flame, like you're waiting for that person and they just had a bad run-in with the law or whatever, like bullshit. Your twin flame comes in to fuck up your life. And karmics will come in and do something similar, but the twin flame thing goes on for a lot longer. This person showed you scars about yourself, things that you had hidden so deeply you didn't even know existed at all. No clue. And that journey, because you have learned all there is to know, is coming to an end. My throat's been bothering me all day. The options, they played all their cards. They've done all the things. They've tried every avenue. And, you know, it's like, I mean, was it Garth Brooks? Life's a Dance. And then Life's a Dance. You learn as you go. And then there was the one that they played for Dale Earnhardt when he passed. I can't remember the name of that song, but I can't remember. Those two songs, I think, speak to the ending of what, you know, this person had. I said they played all their cards, poker face. There is no more. The options are gone. The change is run up. The avenues, all of the things. The letter B could be of importance, but I'm hearing demonetized, derailed, devalued, distance. It's almost like watching everything that they took from you spirals out of control. They've played their last hand at something. This is the end of it. Nice burp, doggy. That's cute, excuse you. This is where the end happens. Scorpio, this was a really long reading, and I never really intend for them to be this long. But, again, I will forever follow the direction of spirit. When they say do this, your girl is down to do exactly as directed. So they're the only ones I listen to. Very rebellious Scorpio of me. So here, I'm going to show you this real quick too. All the doodling that I did throughout that time. So you see where some of these messages along with some of the cards came from. You know, interpret things too as you need to for what you know. I think you're looking at a 6 to 8 month projection. I wasn't real keen on doing that because a lot of things can change, especially with the astrology as it is, but take it for what you need it to be. If nothing else, use it as a reference point to come back to, which is a lot of some of the 26 reads that I did, but there's a reason this is coming out, so it does take us through the eclipse in the spring, excuse me, in the spring to the fall. So with that, Scorpio, if you're interested in booking a personal read, email is in the description box below. I'd love to hear from you. I will send you, if you reach out to me, I will send you all the information you need to book a personal read. And then other services have been added as well. My brain. Channel memberships are also open. That new tier is also available to you all. And these other things that Spirit's brought up to me, I will get those out in due time. Sending you all so much love. Thank you, as always, for being here. I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.